that aren't particularly that you want, but I think he's a very talented passer, and if they're going to have success today, he's got to be really efficient.
And they start on brand, throwing it to Carlos Carrier. And it
Hurt by injuries throughout the season.
And Fleming had surgery earlier this week, so he's now done for the year. Here's a run by Tayon Fleet-Davis. He nearly tripled that production there on one play. Now Talia Tagovailoa rolling out and dropping it up.
Another freshman in the back end, Rod Moore, saw some action last week with his first start.
Tagovailoa has that batted down, and who else but 8 from Plymouth, Michigan. Third down at 5. They swing it out. There's Fleet-Davis. He's not going to get there.
Mentioned the pass rushing from Aiden Hutchinson. How about the play in space by the big guy? Chasing down Fleet-Davis before the snap in hopes of disguising and confusing the offensive lineman. You see how they jerk move up. There it is. False start on Delmar Glaze, the right tackle. You do that to try to confuse the blocking angles, and sometimes you get the offensive line the false start.
So now behind the chains in a dangerous throw.
That was one of those RPOs, and Moten was all over it.
Throw pass complete, trying to stretch out for some more. Snap took a while to get back there, and incomplete. Darryl Jones in the Big Ten in passing, 11th though in rushing yards. They haven't been able to get much going on the ground, especially in Big Ten play. Trying to change that here, handing it to the big fella, Penny Boone, but brought to 6.
Well, a nice job there. He comes on the pressure from the outside, and look at the technique, slapping the stiff arm down.
What a great player, especially this year that he has been for Michigan. Now 2nd and 16, going underneath, and dropped. Penny Boone a
ton better than 3rd and 16 when you have a Jabo and Hutchinson rushing at you.
Yeah, this is where those guys pin their ears back. And look at Hutchinson, who we almost got home. And then that one went off the hand. And up 2 scores as Talia Tagovailoa hands it off. That's Colby Mc. Short pass underneath. And there is Chigoziem Okonkwo.
Any Maryland player to Torrey Smith.
Yeah, it's pretty good company. Now back to the ground to Colby McDonald. Going in a hurry, trying to get one more play off. And they do. Complete. It's Okonkwo again, able to stay on his feet. Look at him, bruising his way. Started the career at Alabama like his brother Tua before transferring here to College Park. He's going to defer here as he hands it off to Colby McDonald. An offer from Michigan among Tennessee and Boston College as well, but electing to come to play for Maryland. And he lowers the shoulder there and picks up the first down. McDonald trying the right side, and there's a hole. Junior. Not as much there this time. Tackled right at the line. Bringing the big back, the 245-pounder Penny Boone. They give it to him. And the man they call Baby Bus after Jerome Bettis.
Baby Bus.
You like that?
I do.
After Jerome Bettis, a 6-time Pro Bowler for the Steelers, of course. Throw to the outside, good throw. There's Carrier.
Baby Bus on this here. Ross reads it, it's great. Boom, good technique, but that's just a lot of human trying to slow down.
You sounded like John Madden there with your boom. Tough acting connected. They get it to the outside and down near the 5.
For 16 in the country.
Moving with pace, flags flying in from everywhere.
Personal foul, chop block, offense number 78 and 71. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Left tackle and left guard, Duncan and Lunsford.
Yeah, it's these two gentlemen right here on the left side of the offensive line. So you can't have one lineman engaged and the other cut, and you see right there, it's a penalty here, it's a drop pass here, an interception. Something bad seems to happen to this football team.
How's Tagovailoa going to respond? Loses his towel, but able to complete it to Rocky. Going with a pistol formation. Boom. First down. Or no, that's McDonald. That is not Boone. That's Colby McDonald. And a flag, and Tagovailoa, you see the frustration.
False start, Offense, number 65.
We make some bonehead mistakes, and that time Jahari Branch jumping offside. That's all mental, has nothing to do with physical.
McDonald flag again. McDonald just getting tripped up by. This is against Maryland again.
Illegal shift. Offense, number 65 and 5, moving without resetting.
A handful today. Michigan with just one penalty. But 3 of those Maryland penalties have been in the red zone. Tagovailoa, the keeper. Not much there. Michigan. No sacks yet for Michigan. Tagovailoa threw it too high.
That's a tough one to deal with there.
Now 3rd and goal. Another slow snap. Tagovailoa collects himself. He misses Dyches again.
Loxley admitted they have to be nearly perfect above the shoulders to beat Michigan, hoping to get the answer on this drive right here with the football.
As Tagovailoa drops penalties, it's not going to work in this ball game. Try to clean it up this drive here. Fleet Davis between. Empty set for Tagovailoa. Is he going to run for it? Last second he throws, he missed it. Oh, 21-3. As Maryland sputtering here, no gain for McDonald. Tagovailoa high again, but that one brought down by Todd forward longer, and now they're dealing with a 3rd and 7. Another slow snap. Tagovailoa down from behind. But
Quarterback with some easy over-the-middle throws to start the second half.
All right, Rick, instead it'll be a carry here for Tayon Fleet Davis, and a good pass deflected and knocked down by Daxton Hill.
Get off my feet and bat this thing down.
Now on 2nd down and 10, Tagovailoa tucks it, takes off, and then
chains.
Says he talks to his brother, Tua, and his parents every day. Very close family here as Tagovailoa gets this out of his hands to Okonkwo. Well, Okonkwo with some shiftiness, but
there's a winning program and a culture here in College Park, and that had already been set for Tua when he went to Alabama. Obviously, they've had that thing rolling.
And records is the redshirt sophomore. Here he's running, and he's knocked out of bounds. Maryland 9 of 18 this year on 4th down. They hand it off. It's Penny Boone, and Penny Boone is going nowhere. Aided.
And Hutchinson right here. Just throw Corey Dyches right into the lap of Penny Boone. Penny had no chance to get that baby bus going forward because of Aiden Hutchinson's ability.
2 remaining in the 3rd as Tagovailoa fakes the handoff. Flag. And as he takes off, this might be all for naught. Still a good gain across.
Holding. Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
And that wipes out the 30-yard run. Each team with 1 sack. Okonkwo. Hutchinson.
Something that was a momentum changer.
Tagovailoa trying to get away. Ajabo almost had it for his 11th sack. Then he throws a dart.
Hitting the turf. I'm not sure his hand was under it and giving it possession.
Yeah, Mike Pereira buzzed in and said incomplete. Hand off here to Colby McDonald. Another look. Tagovailoa looking, and now he'll tuck, and he wants a block.
Again. It's hard, though, when you take every single play, all the work you put in, and you don't perform and you want to. It's tough to get out of your head sometimes.
This time the other way. On the run, great throw. Carlos Carrier, another guy they'd love to get going. 5th-year senior with a ton of experience, but really just one good game this year. 8 catches against Indiana. And now McDonald, who they see as the
rule, if you want to burn her or not. He said no, we definitely should have played McDonald more.
Yeah, because this is his 5th game, so he officially now cannot redshirt count as far as scholarships are concerned. Well, they did say 1st down. So a late signal. This is 1st and goal as they hand it off to McDonald. About this city and fully invested in this program in his third season. Step into the right, Tagovailoa, caught, touchdown to the 6th-ranked Wolverines. And a pooch kick. And they're going to throw it back the other side. How about this? A.J. Henning. A.J. Henning. See you later. Touchdown, Michigan.
A.J. Henning with the return.
How about that? Definitely schemed it up. Makes a beautiful throw back to Henning. And then he has the wall and the speed to outrun all the leverage and pursuit angles of Maryland's kickoff unit. That's something that coaching staff, some new faces in the building. Not a lot of people were thinking that Michigan, Ohio State playing the last week of the season would be for the Big Ten East. And here we are. They have been impressive in all 3 phases tonight.
Flag throw in the offseason.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Ohio State, at least on special teams, something else to think about when we look forward to next Saturday.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. It's breaking free down the sideline. Brian Cobbs, the cat and mouse. As it all sets up for a big one next week in Ann Arbor. And you know.
And we're preparing for it, but we have to prepare to beat Ohio State first by beating Maryland. I like that because sometimes typically both teams do that. You play all year for this, and I think the Big Ten Conference is better when both of those teams, Ohio State and Michigan, are in the top 5 playing the last week of the season.
20-yard run last time. Maryland with 4 plays of 20 or more. Now, actually, it's pretty close in the yardage category. Not that it matters. 317 to 304. Tagovailoa takes off, got some space, cuts it outside and all the way. Tagovailoa on a draw. Yep, got in. Don't talk about Ohio State just yet. Might have a little bit left in the tank. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Pop pass in front. Not a whole lot there for Brian Cobbs. No gain. And then boom, 77-yard touchdown to Donovan Edwards. That Maryland defense, they've given up 425 or more yards in 7 straight. It's close to being 8 straight. Tagovailoa keeping this alive, and he throws it. Picked up by DJ Turner, and Turner takes it in for the touchdown. Tagovailoa handing it off. Fleet Davis. Fleet Davis, though, trying the right side of that line. 3rd and 2 for Tagovailoa and the Terps. Tagovailoa 19 of 29. Trying on the ground. Fleet Davis. And he's going to be short by about a half yard. Tagovailoa getting outside the pocket. And at the last second, he throws it low, diving it. First time since 2015 that Michigan has scored an offensive, defensive, and a special teams touchdown. And now Maryland hands it off to. Isn't really a true extension. They cut his salary in half and reduced his buyout essentially as Tagovailoa heads to the sideline. So while it was
he had at Stanford, I felt like, and with the 49ers running the football, big pullers, the offensive line being patient with the ground game. For a while there, he tried to go spreading.
I was like, wait a minute.
I was letting you figure that out.
Mason blew as they handed off. It's been an Achilles heel for Maryland, -8, second to last in the Big Ten. As boom.
Just one earlier in the game, bringing down Talia, but the D-line was held in check today for the most part.
Well,
well, again, nowhere to go with the football. Maryland's offensive line.
For the Joey George substitution here. 2nd down and 19. Still Tagovailoa out there. Tagovailoa, boy, guy almost got him again. And then he throws it in. Now on 3rd and 19. They try to drop it over even if Fleet Davis caught. And we said it earlier, we really didn't see their tight end Eric All much. Even though he played last week, he said in that game on that touchdown run, his ankle, but he still went 47 yards to secure the win against Penn State. Presented by State Farm.
Edwards, Angel Anthony with the one-handed catch as well.
And coming up, Perry making a play.
Joe Milton was the guy last year.
Yep.
And he comes off the bench against Rutgers. They're struggling, wins that overtime thriller in Piscataway. To see where this team has come from that point to where they are now, having 10 wins on the team in the win. That means throwing for 45 yards or throwing for 300. Whatever it takes for our team to win, he's okay with it. And I think that just speaks volumes about his character.
Well, when he started in the opener, he was the 5th.